Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Happy
This is,
Sunday.
yeah. I don't know where to look at. The camera right here.
Yeah, the
trying
camera's here.
I'm trying to find the camera.
Yeah. This our
Yeah.
people right here. That's the people
Yeah, I'm
right
trying to
there.
find the
And then
camera.
we on Facebook right here.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
about to start the Facebook. What's up, everybody? Sorry the delay. It's my fault. I'm gonna just take that on the chin. We added an extra guest, which is my amazing cousin, Sidney. He's a phenomenal young man. I'm still calling him young man. You know what I mean? He take that, black don't crack. So yeah, right. That's what I always say, unless you own it. And so he's just been a good guy, man. Like, he's over the years, man, he's always checking on me, always looking out for me. Just a good guy. And so we I'm late because I was trying to add another mic and do some extra stuff, but we'll get a better setup.
I need you to take that note down for me real quick.
Okay. Oh, you good?
That way I can.
Okay,
Because I
good.
can't see our chat.
All right. So we're gonna do like we always do, y'all. We're gonna do a prayer to start it off, and we're gonna do our Inspirational Sunday, which today we're gonna be dealing with the beast and the prey. And it's pretty much the concept I was thinking about. It's like we have a book, Eradicating the Beast, right? And so I was like, a lot of times it's easy to play the victim, like, okay, every situation you get into is toxic, but sometimes people play the beast too. It's two-sided thing. So we're gonna be talking about that and just an inspiration talk. And then we got some questions for you and everything. We're gonna dive into it. So you wanna say something, V? Before we pray? Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, you don't use talk before we pray. That's right. Father God, we just thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for this Sunday, God, this Inspirational Sunday. We pray that everyone is inspired and just motivated and just laugh. You know how we do. We're going to laugh. We're going to have fun, but we're also going to leave you motivated and encouraged. And we're just going to have a good time. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. So, listen, y'all. I'll keep look at the camera.
I know.
The camera's at the side. The camera
here.
usually be at the front, so I'm looking at the front. I'm like, you see the side of my face. So here you go, guys. We wrote this book called Eradicating the Beast for people to get free from toxic relationships. And one thing V always kept saying is, what if you're the beast, right? And then I thought about it. A lot of times, some people play both sides, where they play the prey, and then they turn around and play the beast.
Right.
Yeah, the prey and the predator.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The prey and the predator. And it's easy. You can do that one scenario, you can do that even in the same relationship, right?
Right.
If you've been victimized for so long, or you've been dealing with abuse for so long, or you dealing with someone that's toxic, he always constantly yelling at you, or she, saying, you got a little car, you got how they get mad, your little money, take your little money, you're like, yo, it ain't little, one little you was spending it, but it's like, it's like people be real toxic. But if you stay in there and you don't really set your boundaries and keep letting somebody break you, you can start becoming just like them.
Right.
And you can start being abusive, and you can start being just disrespectful. And so you can turn into a beast literally just by staying a victim, right?
Yeah.
Not doing, it's like, I think we talked about this, me and my cousins, like, I was younger, man. I was quiet, so I just let everybody run me over. You keep doing that long enough, you turn into a beast. You can easily, I was getting mad. I was my younger 20s, I was
0 to 100 real quick.
Anger. The anger was crazy. You know what I mean? What you say? I be steaming. And I didn't realize that, right? Because I was like, man, I've been bullied. I've been going through all this stuff. And I didn't realize I was becoming. Hey, Kelly. I was becoming the very thing that I despised, the very thing that was like creating oppression in my life. I was becoming that very thing just by simply being too passive, right? By playing the victim, by not eradicating the beast, not getting free from toxic people, allowing. You only can deal with
traumas and those triggers.
Yeah.
Still trauma and still triggering.
Trauma
still,
and triggering.
Yeah.
And two T's. It gets you. And it's like a cycle I was in. And I was like, man, I'm tired of being so angry. And I was having these blow ups. Like, I mean, blow up, breaking. You know, when I don't know. I'm gonna tell my secret. I'll be real transparent. I broke some phones. You know,
Shoot, you broke some cars.
I mean,
You broke some cars.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, he broke some cars.
I was playing. I mean, I don't know, derby, whatever you call it, running cars together. But hey, guy,
whichever way he can get it out, that's
That's your little friends to tell all your business. I was trying to get some of it.
Oh well,
I was trying
you
to
on the podcast with the wrong person if y'all want me to say.
Listen, because I was trying to keep some of it to myself.
That's transparent though, because you're not the only one. I promise, you're not the only one. I've done it as well. I done skint up the whole side of a car, being mad, coming out, being hot, and then all the way down the side of the brick house. My brand new Impala tow up. Like, yeah, I've done it as well. He's not the only one.
So have you ever, have you ever towed up a car?
Yeah.
See? Told you.
But like I've never played victim. Like I told you the story about mama and like my mom and dad used to break up a lot. Yeah. And I learned at an early age not to be a victim. And I like people get mad at me for that. Man, you don't care, but I don't play victim. I'd rather always be predator. I'm not the prey type of guy. You know what I mean? That's not me. I'm not gonna do it. I've never had.
So you've always just done the opposite of what you always seen. So instead of
like when something happens to me because I know how I am, I pretty much take it at the chin. Like I had that coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I never play victim. I don't even, because I feel like you can get in that state of mind, and it could be bad when you finally come out.
Oh, it does. You spiral.
Especially if you let it wait for a long period of time and it festers.
You spiral, you explode.
You have to be mindful of that. But I'm not a victim. I've never, the time that I was talking about is like my mom and dad broke up when I was a kid. And I never paid attention to it. And my grandma was telling me, as soon as my mom and dad would break up, my dad would drop me straight off to my grandma. So I got accustomed to that. So she was like there, you know what I mean? So it came time for her to go out of town. One of my uncles had called and he was like, hey man, I want you to come see my new house or whatever. Uncle Tommy told her that or whatever.
Right.
And she was like, I gotta leave you, baby. And I was a little kid and I kept hearing her say it, but I wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean? When it came time for her to leave, she left. And I was like, I remember like looking up at her like, are you gonna take me? And then she didn't. So I got in the car with my grandpa and he drove to work and he got out the car and he left. And I cried like a baby, man. I mean, I fell out. I was, excuse me for saying
yeah,
that.
no, you fine. Yeah.
I fell out in the seat. I died, but I remember looking up over the seat, seeing my grandpa coming. I knew he wasn't that type of guy. You know what I mean? So I knew I had to tuck it in right then. And from that time on, that's me, tuck it in and wear it with a smile. Don't be
victim. I've done that as well. I call it survival mode.
Yeah, that's survival mode.
Staying in that survival mode always. But that's what I tell him a lot. We have that thick skin, and we always, but really inside, it still hurts. We're still soft. We don't always want to be in that survival mode. At times you want to be able to let loose. You want to be able to know that you're safe.
No, facts.
So, but I get it. I get it like 100% because I've been there all my life. I had to fight.
Yeah, that's survival mode. Is something serious. And I think that's one thing I was saying. I'm glad you brought it up about survival mode, but also sometimes it's just you revenge. I think sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You turn into a beast.
Well, because you don't even. That's that childhood trauma that you don't triggers and traumas that you don't even realize. Until you're older and you're able to reflect back, like how it's affected you, why you are how you are, why you've become. How you are, the choices that you've made through those triggers and traumas, right? Yeah. So, but that's the point of eradicating the beast. Yeah. Right?
What did you say?
I was saying, it'll make a monster out of you.
It's that beast.
What?
It's that beast. Yeah.
It'll make a monster out of you.
That's the reason we called it eradicating the beast. And that's the reason, his point of view was more, toxic relationships, the family, the friends, but it's always for me, it was me. Like my worst enemy was me.
Yeah.
I was the same way. I'm the beast, I'm the beast to myself, and I was the beast to others.
Yeah.
So, and same way, you playing victim, you prey and that predator, So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, especially about going back to the revenge part, sometimes you can be you can stay in the same relationship, that same connection, and you just stay there just so you can seek revenge. Like, people just like, I'm gonna stay with him. I'm gonna treat him like he treated me. I'm gonna treat her like she, you know what I mean? That payback. You know how it is, because somebody hurt you. Oh man, they like, oh.
It becomes a chess game for like strategy. Who can come up with the most conniving thing to do? You know what I mean?
That tit for tat, that back and forth.
You keep watching, you peeping around corners. You trying to figure out how to make it work on your behalf so you can feel, that y'all done broke even of some type of way. You know what I mean? I'm guilty of that too. Yeah. I done had my share. Like I don't really live that life on the other side. You know what I mean? I done been to prison 3 times, drug rehab once. You know what I mean? I done had my share of it, but it all created I think I'm an all right guy in the end, because I don't go after people. But if you come for me, you gonna know you came for the wrong
place. Yeah.
Right. You gonna learn.
That's how that works.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gonna learn real quick. You come for me, you gonna
play games, street games. I'm gonna play with you.
Yeah. Don't come for me, don't come for mine. Yep. And I'm all good.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, people, it's different reasons on why we become the beast, right? Sometimes it is survival. Sometimes it's defense. You trying to protect yourself because you're getting tired of being broken. And then sometimes you revenge, like, okay, I'm going to make him hurt. I'm going to make her hurt. And I've been there, like, oh, I'm going to make that person hurt like I hurt. But then you still becoming something that you didn't want to be.
Yeah.
And then you start hating who you are now, because you changed it to a beast, and you did it for like something else or someone else or situational.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Change it now. You don't know how to get back sometimes.
Well, that's the part of, the whole reason, why the Best You Clinic is the Best You Clinic.
Exactly.
Why we wrote, Eradicating the Beast, because you get lost in that spiral. You get lost in those triggers and that trauma, and you don't like the person that you're looking at in the mirror. You don't like feeling hurt, being mad, being that predator all the time, or feeling like you're prey, like, that tit for tat, having to play the games and all that. Like, you don't want to be stuck in that loop. And that's what Eradicating the Beast is all about, is finding the better version, becoming the better version of you. Yeah. Identifying, the beast, the situations, the triggers, the traumas, being able to see that clearly so that you can eradicate them, so that you can help yourself. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's all up to you. You have to choose you. And you're the best, like we said, community. Yeah, building this community, building Best You Clinic, knowing that you're not alone, knowing that you have someone to lean on, knowing that you're not the only person that's went through that. Just listening to his story just now, and same thing, being in that survival mode, being in that predator mode, and like Kelly said, especially being that predator and it affects people who actually want to love you, and it's hard to even let that in when you're in that mode.
Facts.
And No, it's all gonna make me cry because it's so real, and it touches deep. It touches really deep down.
Yeah, and I think too, kind of, sometimes you can be the beast and you can be a victim in one relationship, and then you can be a beast in another relationship. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was telling her when I wrote the notes, was that a lot of people, they be in a supervisor role, and you can tell, you've heard this, oh man, She home life must be messed up.
Yeah.
You know, we talk. You know, I've heard we say it all the time. Oh man, because
Something going on.
because the supervisor be yelling like, you ain't yell this whole time. Now you yelling, being disrespectful. Like, oh, you can't be happy home. And then you find out the husband cheating on them, wife cheating on them. They going through some type of abuse, and then they project it on their employees because they at home they're the prey, but at work they're the predator.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that before?
Yeah, that happens a lot. You know what I mean? And that's because basically what you're saying is the private life. I said you got two people in you. You got your public person and your private person.
Oh yeah.
The public person is the persona and projecting all these different perceptions about yourself. The private, once you get to their house, you can kind of feel more what's going on with them. But yeah, I'm on board with all of that. I'm aware of all of that. I don't experience that. Me, like I say, you call it survival mode, and I guess that's what it is. To each his own. But I don't look at it. It's like guarding yourself. You just really guarding yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be hurt. Nobody wants
Putting
to be
those
let
walls
down.
up.
Nobody want to be disappointed. And then everybody want to put their best foot forward. So you gonna have this area that you operate in from your mindset and from even with picking friends or associates, acquaintances, or whatever you want to call it. But that's life. You're gonna guard yourself.
Yeah. No, and I'm glad you said that. I think setting boundaries is a good thing, right? And I think setting boundaries is one thing. Being a beast, to me, it's not when we talk about beast. We're not talking about something like when beast mode. I'm focused. We talking about when you preying on other people. So I think there's a difference, like you said, when you setting those boundaries and you like, okay, I set walls because I got to protect myself. I feel like that's definitely on point. But I think some people take it next step further, and they'll go after people.
Right. But even setting those, even protecting yourself and putting up those walls.
Yeah.
Putting up those boundaries, kind of going back to what Kelly said, you might miss out on a good thing that's right in front of you, and you don't even know it because you do only operate right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you have put up those walls.
Oh, yeah.
I do it. Yeah. I've done it. I'm just now starting to take them down. To even allow someone, you know what I'm saying, to even penetrate my bubble. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody, I got layers and layers and layers and layers. Like an onion. You got to peel it back. And baby, you going to cry as you peeling it back. You going to cry as you peeling it back. Is you going to make it all the way to the center though, because that's where I am, right? We kind of talked about like the cocoon stage, that butterfly stage, and I've been in that cocoon stage. And are you going to get to the middle of it to get the butterfly? Are you going to work hard enough? You going to stay long enough? Because that's always like me, like I said, are you going to work hard enough to get to the good stuff? You going to stay long enough to get to the good stuff? You going to be patient enough to get to the good part? Because if you're not,
No, fact.
You can't have it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I got my walls up, got my boundaries up, got my protection on, got my guard up. But it's not necessarily always the best thing.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing too. Because like if you're going to have walls, you got to have a gate.
Right.
It
has to be,
If you have
walls, it can't just be a wall.
And
there has to be a door. There has to be a gate.
Is that what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Because you have to be able to allow someone that you can trust to in. But if you have a wall where there's no gate, there's no entrance.
Yeah, that's.
Man that you trust, you still got to be prepared for the letdown. Like okay, I'm gonna let you in here, but I'm still watching because I know you're human.
Yeah.
So that way,
and we all are.
It don't hit you as hard, and that way it keeps you from becoming the beast. Like I'd rather be, social, whatever, But I still had that in the back of my mind because like where I've been, it's a lot of game out there, man, and people they'll prey on you. You know what I mean? They feel you ain't gamed up. You don't know what you did.
They see you coming.
They will walk right over you, man. They got people downtown that got these little, the little tops with the peanuts up under 'em. You ever? Y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They have the top with
yeah.
peanut and I know a guy that does that, and he actually cuffs the peanut, so you'll never pick the right top.
Oh,
because it's not there.
Yeah, it's not there. You know what I mean? So, but he picks
playing with you right in your face.
And it's that's the game of life.
Yeah.
You have to be watching for the cuff, man. That other move that you're not paying attention to.
Right.
Hey, I'm glad you made a good point, because even though you, like you said, you do try to give people opportunity and trust them, you still have to. I think in Eradicating Beasts we deal with that. You still have to be looking. You have to constantly
be on the hunt and be on.
You have to be on the hunt.
You have to be aware of your surroundings. What's the climate?
Like
if
something changed, you have to know. Like you can't just be. And I think that's the important point. You can be so far gone.
Oh yeah.
You stop being safe.
Right.
Because it's easy. Like you can be so trustworthy. And it's like
that's horrible. I know people like that, and I actually my sisters. I got family members. I be like, man, y'all just don't know because y'all been operating in this one little space, and it's safe for you, but it's still unsafe for you, because if you ever leave that area, you are gonna be the prey. You're gonna get devoured.
Because you're so naive to the situations. Yeah.
And I think that the book really, because people are like, oh, well, the only way I need the book is if I'm in a toxic situation, or if I'm the beast, or if I'm the prey. But really, it really just builds you up, because like we talked about, you keep living, you're gonna run into some beasts.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna run into some beasts at work, and so even if you feel like you're not dealing with beasts right now, which is probably unlikely. But if you feel like you're not dealing with beasts, you will. Yeah. So either it's gonna equip you. Either way, I feel like everybody needs it, because you're gonna deal with it. I mean, you know how your manager's good and they get fired, they bring another manager in, then the whole job energy change. You be like, man, it used to be a good job. I'm not a manager.
It just takes that one person. That one person that rubs everybody wrong, that says little stuff here and there, and it starts seeding in everybody's ear, and now everybody, hold on, wait, she said this, and it's all that he say, she say. Now we in high school again, like, I mean, it's that world out here. Like Kelly said she's done it too. She felt like she had to be tough because the goal was to not be in the position to be hurt again. And that's usually where it is, but that's where we want the Eradicating the Beast to come in, so that the healing, can take part.
Facts.
Never, and we talk about boundaries, boundaries, which are gates, not walls, and you allow what you want in, and keep the rest out, being able to see the red flags and not live in the red flags, for a long periods of time when you do see it, but that you do. Yeah. We're all human, right? We're all gonna make mistakes, and I hate to say this because I've been in situations where I was the same way. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for something to go wrong. But I don't, I hate to live in that space. That's why I'm so particular about whom I let come into my space, whom I open the gate for to let them in, so that, you're not going to disrupt my peace, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is my peace, my happiness. Amen.
So when you say the shoe to drop, is that like saying you waiting for your chance to get back?
Oh, no. Oh, I'm waiting for, how kind of like what you were saying. You're waiting on that disappointment. You're waiting for, something to happen. Like, you're kind of living in that with your guard up and always thinking at some point that other shoe gonna drop and it's gonna be bad.
And
but
it don't be as bad as as some they have the levels to it.
right.
Some things it can create awareness, and then some things it can drop you.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And you may not hit your knees or feet or do a physical drop, but it'll drop you internally. A hard dropper. I done had those experiences, and that's why I feel like where I am today. I understand and I expect for people to fail me. Not looking for it, but I expect it because nobody's perfect. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And then like with all the encounters I done had, it just done taught me a lot. But
What's your sign?
huh?
What is your sign?
Gorilla. No.
I don't know that that's a sign, but okay.
No, I'm a Cancer. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I feel you so much. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Understood.
No, but you made some very good points. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about, so when you realize you are the prey and the beast, or you are the, like say, prey and a predator, some things you have to do. You have to just be honest and accountable, right?
Yeah.
You have to be honest where you are, because it's easy to be honest by being a victim. It's harder being honest by being a beast.
Yeah, people come out real quick and she did this.
She did this to me. She did.
That.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Always the victim.
Yeah, but being accountable and say, you know what, I created issues and chaos in this relationship.
Yeah.
I did wrong. Yeah.
I'm like me. I'll tell a story, but even before I tell it, I say don't look at this as victim stance, because you have to own your part. I don't feel like, now you got some ugly people in the world that they just naturally ugly spirited people, and they get a kick out of seeing who they can manipulate, get over on, or what they can get out of a person. You know what I mean? And then you have the other people. They don't mean no harm. They did it unintentionally, or they just did it because it's a character flaw. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff that I did, if relationship wise, it's a character trait that I had. Like I was honest with y'all about the cheating. I was a career cheater. And I never cheated with the intentions of saying, I would never go home and tell my girl, hey, I cheated on you because you this or you that. It would be just, hey, I cheated. You know what I mean? I was, it was something different, and I cheated. You know what I mean?
I was in the right place at the right time with the right thing, and
that's
or the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong person, and it just
I don't I don't like for people to feel like because they got cheated on that it's something wrong with them. No, it's something wrong with the person, because most likely they lack discipline. You know what I mean? And then with a man, it takes a while. You know what I mean? Because you have that period to where your mom and dad, like me, I wasn't allowed to date till I was 16. Like my dad was, my dad.
Yes.
He was a Pentecostal preacher, so he was hard.
Right.
So when I got a chance to date free with liberty, it was on.
Going all in. All in.
You hear me? What you say? Man, you hear me? So, and I had to get, after you feel like you done all, or I had whatever, then the discipline sets in, because, you can say, well, I've already had that particular chick. Different chick, same shape.
Yep.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? So today I'm more disciplined, you know what I mean? Because I feel like, I done dated around.
Right. Well, eventually you get to the point where you choose you, right?
Yeah.
Because now you're trying to build something.
Yeah.
You're trying to have more than just sleeping with this person, this person, this person, this person. And now you have a little more to lose on the line than, you may have it in the beginning.
Yeah, and then I'm more of aware of the person that I'm cheating on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because when you're young, you'll do something to somebody, you don't really pay attention to the pain you cause.
The feelings,
You're kind of thinking,
it's not an emotional thing,
but as you get older, you see somebody break down and like, dang, I really hurt that person. And then if they react, like I said, and get their get back, I feel like, well, I had that coming. Look what I did.
I did what I did.
So I'm more prone to stick around too. You can get me back, and it could be something extreme, But in the back of my mind, I'll still be thinking it wasn't as extreme as what I've been doing. So I had that coming. So I can kind of stick there with you. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And see how it play out.
Man.
Listen, that's a very good point. But like he said, he took accountability, and
Right.
a lot of people don't. And
Yeah.
you're never gonna get your healing if you don't take accountability. And you just, like you said, you can say, "Oh, I grew up a certain way," or like you said, you could have used the fact that you couldn't date till you were 16 as a way to not take accountability. Because people justify it. Well, I'm doing this because
Yeah.
I couldn't date till I was 16, so I'm, oh well, I ain't worried about them.
And they
But
get defensive.
they get defensive,
Yeah.
and they justify their wrongdoing simply because they don't want to take accountability, and they play the victim. And I love that the fact you didn't play the victim and you understood, you have enough wisdom to like, you know what, I'm gonna be accountable for what I've done, and that's how you grow. I don't think you can really grow if you don't acknowledge what you've done.
Right.
And that's why I think, this book is so powerful, because if you really be accountable, you can really walk through these steps.
Yes.
But it's like, if you don't be accountable,
Yeah.
you're
gonna keep going through that same circle.
You can buy 10,000 books and never
Yeah.
get free
It's
if you don't take accountability.
it's just like going through rehab. What's the first step? Acknowledge me.
I don't know.
Acknowledge me.
Don't have me lying.
No, I done been in it, but I was in one.
I mean, but still, like, even going to therapy, like the first point is to acknowledge you have a problem, right? Like, so if you don't even acknowledge that you even have the problem and be real with yourself and be true, and stop lying to yourself, what is 10 million books on your shelf gonna matter? What is 10 million books that you read gonna matter? What's going to therapy gonna matter? What's going to AA gonna matter? What's going to rehab or anything gonna matter if you're not being honest with yourself and doing the work?
Yeah. And I think
it's never gonna matter.
And I think looking from both point of views, like you were saying, cause like looking from the person that you've hurt point of view, looking from the victim point of view, and then also understanding how you been a beast or the predator in that situation, because then you can start realizing, okay, it's just not about me, it's about the other person,
right?
And that's the thing, because you don't realize, like I was so victimized, being bullied growing up, that I became a beast. In my 20s, I was so angry, and I would go off and I would just break stuff, and put holes in wall, because get mad, boom. Now I got a man at my apartment, mess up my own apartment, you know what I mean? So I be tearing up my own stuff. and then when I calm down, I'm like, why did I do that? Then I be mad at myself.
I'm never gonna do anything to set me back. The game is to set the other person back.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah, I'm never setting me back. That's not a place I'm not ever living in that area.
Yeah. I mean, but I know a lot of people that have, especially as kids, I've walked into a teenage boy's room and he had all kind of holes in his walls. And I'm like, what is going on in here? He got anger issues. He got anger problems. Yeah, but yeah.
And then for one, you have to that's a freedom to be able to do that, because. But I used to be a kind of materialistic person. I like things, nice things, or whatever. So I would never take my frustration out on my things.
I work too hard to get it.
It's precious to me.
Yeah.
I feel like they have feelings. Why would I punch my car? Nah.
Yeah.
Now somebody else's, I have lost it in cases. Like I have instances, where I've done things, and like I say, when I saw the hurt that I caused, I was like, nah, I ain't doing that no more. Like I remember one time I cut up a girl's whole living room suit, like cut, lost it, came completely unraveled.
Ooh.
I was a kid though. I was in my 20s, and she was older than me, and she
broke your heart.
No, she just had my nose open.
Broke that heart. Little bit.
But then when she came in and she walked through the door, she didn't even make it past that square spot where the wood is.
Yeah.
She fainted. Bam, she collapsed, and I knew, maybe I did go too far. But I walked down her whole living room suit with I'm talking about Yeah, and I was like in my 20s. Today, I would never do that because, for one, I know I really set that girl back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because she had
yeah.
to replace her whole living room suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just not the financial or just replacing stuff. It's the mental,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
angle. It's like, when people go through, like, a hard relationship or a difficult relationship, man, sometimes it takes years to get over it.
It does. And when you have to constantly start over,
Yes.
you don't know how long it took for her to get her situation back to, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what she went through or how hard she worked to get to that point in her life. And then to walk in and somebody done took it, something away from her that quick.
I believe I heard her doing that, then cheating on him. She was crushed. Like, she didn't even come in the apartment. She saw that, fell to the floor, and she got up and left. So I knew, and then from that experience, like, the experience is what you should learn from. Hey, don't do that no more. Like, that's not really my thing. Like, and that really helped me, because if she would have been like, oh yeah, let's get crunk, whatever. But she was hurt, you know what I mean? And I ain't never prided myself on hurting people, you know what I mean? That's not my MO. I don't think, if some people, they think that's cool, I got guys, oh yeah, man, she cried up. Yeah, man, whatever, and they kind of glorify that. Now that's the beast, the person that gets a joy and an energy from it. Like,
Right.
the average person, when you hurt somebody and you really care about them, it's gonna kind of, you're gonna have a regret.
Yeah.
If you don't have any regret, you the beast.
Yeah.
You're not even a beast. You something else.
It's beyond, because if you don't have some type of conscience,
That's the part.
you saw, you know what I'm saying, the hurt when you see her drop to the floor and not even be able to come into her own home. Like, if that didn't bother you in some type of way.
But that's what I'm saying. Some people get off on that.
But
Some people get
like
off
you
on
say,
other people's
you have
pain.
friends and stuff that she was crying, she fainted, ha ha ha.
Yeah, I've heard people brag about, like, how bad they treat their girl or how bad they treat their woman, and it's like, it breaks my heart, because, like, how are you bragging about it? I'll be like, oh man, I'm sorry. I'll be repentant, or I'll be trying to fix it or trying to make it right. But you bragging about, oh yeah, I told her to shut up. I told her this. I put my foot down. It's like, I mean, that that ain't, and think they're a big man or think they're a big woman for doing certain things. And I think that's why I was saying, like, a lot of times. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That particular guy or girl, female, whoever, that's a bully. Like, you have bullies in relationships too. They're really bullying their spouses. Like, that's
that abuse.
Yeah,
that's abuse.
straight
Yeah.
bullying. Like, you know what I mean? I know people that have done that. Be like, man, just leave that girl house, or whatever, man. Be like, come on, baby, that's gonna lead you somewhere else. Because when somebody really wants you gone, that prey turns into the predator. And you come home, man, and she throwing something hot on you, and your partner see you pink.
Yep. Happens all the time. That's why they have a whole show called Snap.
Yep.
For that reason.
Yep. I got many different shows now Fatal Affairs, all kind of different shows where you get your life taken, accidents happen,
That's why I always say, I be telling guys, I say, you be treating your girl like this unwise. You sleep with her. She cooking your food, you know what I mean? She has so many opportunities to get you, you know what I mean? Like, for real, like, and you won't see it coming. Women are smooth. Like, men, we don't know how to hide our stuff. Women are
they move like cats, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we wait. We wait and we build it up.
That's what I was telling him.
In the background, we calculate it.
Yeah,
so.
And most women they have just a genuine trait that God put on the inside of them. They can take different little things. Like I was telling you, I think I told you that. Like when a woman can, it's not that she's dumb or whatever, but like I've cheated before and the chick stayed with me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they take that on the chin. It's, as long as you don't leave her for the woman. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you say you get caught cheating and you like, baby, I'm sorry, or whatever, blase, whatever your spiel is to her. She it'll take a little while, but she'll be in for that, and she'll put up with you. She'll keep putting up with it. You know what I mean? Because she love you. And eventually, you know, she may step out on you 1 or 2 times, and that's the detrimental part because no guy wants a girl that's doing what they doing. And I done seen some dudes fall through the floor. I be like, man, all the stuff, man, you done did, and you over here dying because she did something one time. Yeah, man, I wasn't expecting it though, bro. Yeah,
well, she wasn't expecting it either.
You can push a woman into doing that, you know.
Yeah.
But I've never dated a woman that cheated right off the bat. I mean, and then they would.
Oh no, there's
it would
always
take
a
them
reason.
3 or 4 years
Yeah.
to cheat. Be like, yeah, I'm like, you know, they not like that. That's not their genetic makeup. They got long haul in them. They mostly want the one guy that they with.
Yeah.
They want to be there with that one guy. They want to, you know, if he knock her up or whatever, she definitely don't want nobody else after that. Because she see the whole picture, the family. I'm with the biological father. So most of the damage that's done in a home is done by the man. You know, if we all be honest, I've never met a woman, like I said, I don't know nobody else's story, but I've never met a woman or had a woman to cheat on me first. Never. I've never had that experience. And when they do finally cheat, it'll be 3 to 4 years down the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like when I was in my 20s, you know, I kind of, you know, I had that little, that fire, that young lion or whatever, young cub, young spunk. But today I got a better understanding, you know, from my experiences. So, you know, to me, it's not a bad woman out there. Women are made bad. And then you have the woman that, you know, she moved like a man move. And I don't knock her for that. The women that's out there tapping them pockets and doing their thing, to me, she's not even a beast. She just done figured out the game. Use what you got to, you know.
Especially, you know, for our black women.
Yeah.
Like, especially like for my generation and the black women of the generation before me, so many of our young black men, you know, baby daddies, you know, they in prison. They're in jail.
Yeah.
You know? And it's kind of like, I know I've put up a post before, you know, don't be mad at the beast that you created. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So, you know, 'cause like you said, it took 3-4 years. Yeah. But in 3-4 years, what all have you done to push her there? Exactly. What all did you do? And now you've created this monster. Yeah. And you know, and now we out here, you know, and like you said, we created that environment,
And I still feel like no matter what you done after he did what he did, a woman still won't go as far as a man will, because at the end of that, whatever it is she doing, she still got to maintain her character. She still got to hold that essence. So,
we're still,
so she's gonna, I'll do this, but I'm not gonna do that. She gonna eventually grab a hold of herself. You know what I mean? So.
And usually, we've had this conversation before, you know, the emotional over the physical. Yeah. And most of the time, even if a woman does cheat, we've already probably in the background been building some type of emotional connection with this person that we even cheat with. Yeah. And most of the time, if we're going to cheat, we're already on our way kind of out the door as well. Yeah. You know, like it's not just going to be a sex thing and then we gonna come back and be
and
sleep in the bed with you. It don't work like that. It doesn't work like that as well for us as it does, you know, for the man.
Not
you know,
me.
Because we're emotional creatures. So
I'm built different. I can't do it either. I'm like, I can't do that. Some men be like good with it. I can't. I think the biggest thing too is like when you stay in it, like we said, when you stay in it long, you start trying to adapt and survive in this uncivilized place.
Yeah.
And because it's like you become like whatever the habitat is, you kind of
course.
Yeah. And so I think the book really helps you get free from that, because you don't realize like when you stay, you losing something. It's a trade-off.
Always.
You're gonna keep losing. Like you stay in a toxic situation for long, you're gonna start losing your humanity. You're gonna start losing the good parts of you, and your happiness start getting dark, and your peace, you start losing your peace, and it's like now you don't even recognize yourself because you stayed in this toxic situation. And I
because you're putting yourself in this box. You know.
No, like my grandmother, she told me a lot of stories about my grandfather. And she said she had only been with my grandfather, and I believe her. I mean, She was awesome to me. So, like, to me, some women possess, you know, a trait that's their strength.
Yeah.
Is to you know, to endure, you know, and because they see the long term.
Right.
You know, because I promise you, no man is gonna be able to run as wild as he ran in the beginning, in the end. So if you can wait the whole,
you can wait it out. Yeah,
some women are
eventually
built,
you
some
gonna
women,
win. Yeah.
Some women are built like that, and then some women, the women in my generation and the generation that's behind me, they don't have that genetic makeup. But like my mom, my grandma, some of my aunts,
they don't believe in that.
They would stick it out.
Yeah.
And it was solely for the sake of the family.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you know, so like I said, it's different now. But we live in a day in a society today where everybody wants to get even.
Yeah.
So it deteriorates the moral fiber that was once there.
But even for those ladies, like my grandmother was that woman as well, and she stayed, and she loved my papa to death.
Yeah.
And I did too, but I saw the hurt.
Yeah.
I saw the thing. Yeah, I heard her cry at night when he didn't come home.
Yeah.
Or he come home smelling like another woman lipstick on his collar, you know, so drunk he just passed out on the couch type thing, you know, like, but she still stayed, you know, and again, purely for the sake of loving him and the sake of the family.
It's morals too. I believe like my grandma and her family, the moral compass was more stronger.
The religion behind it, honestly.
It's like a big difference. But like with me, seeing my grandma and grandpa, my mom and dad, and some of my aunts and uncles that were able to stick it out, it put that seed in you too. So you do have longevity in you.
Oh yeah.
Because you saw it.
We want it.
Yeah.
We want it,
so
but
you'll have that seed in you because you've actually seen it done when you see your mom and dad stay through, and you know, it wasn't always good. Mom and dad did have some fights.
Yeah.
Grandma and grandpa had some, but they stayed together, and that's really the goal. If you get into a relationship, I don't think nobody, even the man, he may run wild, and when he gets caught, you'll know if he really loves you because he's not gonna leave.
He's not gonna. Yeah, he wants to stay
not
too.
Cheating. Yeah, he's not cheating to leave. He's cheating to, you know, he got to call it a while, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I was telling you, Solomon had 1,000 wives. Do you know how undeveloped that is? Mentally, like, man, 1,000 women.
There's no way.
Come on. That dude.
No, but no, you made some good points. I think so. I give you two sides of it. You're right. People do stay, and I think that shows, like you said, some of the moral compass and staying in spite of. When we talk about the beast, there's sometimes the beast can evolve into something else, right? But but also you have to also look at sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes that beast don't change. There's men that be 70 still doing the same, you know.
It's not as much. It's not as much, but
but it's still there. Yeah.
And it might not be just the cheating, it might be the abuse. You know, they can be 60 years
old. Physical
old.
abuse, the mental abuse.
Mentally abused, verbally abusive. And so that's why you have to really, everybody have to make the decision to themselves. Do I want to wait and risk 20 years, 15 years of my life? Hopefully that he turn around. What if he doesn't? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Now, you
that part.
You know, the pillow talking and the one-on-one, you'll be able to get a judge of character. Okay, I might be able to tolerate some of this. If you can hear hope when y'all talking in your private and personal time, you have to hear hope first in order to do that. You know when you hear, nah, baby, I'm going to get out of this. You go ahead and I'm going to count this a loss. You tie your shoes up, break the plate. Don't set the table for two tonight. It's over.
But that's,
you have to know. You have to know.
You have to know. And that's because I've done it. I've stayed in long-term relationships, hoping, wishing, thinking, and then feeling like
yeah.
it was gonna change and there was gonna be something, and cheated on and all kinds of stuff, and you hear the hope, and then you hear the hope, and then you hear the hope, and after like a little, like I can hear the hope, but I have to see the action.
So you hear the hope
behind the hope,
but then the P drops off, and you just hear that.
Yeah.
So then,
because at some point, I need to see the change. I need to see the growth. I need to see the involvement. I need to see that you're doing something different.
You have to see some type of evolution.
Because
even if it's not a complete change, you should see a gradual.
Because you can keep doing this, all day, and I can feel it because I want it, and because I love you, and I'm in love with you, and I want this to work so bad. But if it never quite, if it never quite curl, like you just.
And then I feel like it can be intentional. I feel like it can be
it's like
the carrot in front of the rabbit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and then you have to be able to distinguish between the carrot and the rabbit or the real deal. Yeah. Like what you said, you have to see some type of, something to go along with what you selling me.
Right.
Don't just be run a spiel to me. And
exactly.
hoping, it fall on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't do like the car salesman do. The shady car salesman. Oh, hey, you don't have to put nothing down, and $20 a week, and then you get in and they bait and switch you. Yeah. And then you drive off with a $800 a month car note.
Boy, that bait and switch is something else.
That bait and switch.
Yeah.
They don't put the down payment on there. They merge it into the car note.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I got a car note down payment, but my car note is $1,000.
There we go. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
like Kelly said, actions speak louder than words.
So you got to be careful of that, because, like you said, you making a lifetime investment. Like you putting your whole life on hold, and I see that.
You're playing with my feelings. You're playing with my heart. You're playing with, come on.
No, facts. And I think that's the thing.
And then again, like we talked about last time, time.
Bro.
You're wasting my time.
We don't live forever.
I'm in this 7-year-long relationship, 8-year-long relationship. 8 years of my life. That's a long time.
You could have been with somebody else.
That's almost a decade. That's almost 10 years of my life that I have put into you, that we've built all of this, and now I got to start over.
Yeah.
And today, like I was telling somebody, today is a lot different, though, because I feel like it's a 90-day thing now. Like after night, like. It's about 90 days, 3 months.
About 3 months. You'll know.
This is what I'm seeing quickly.
Yes.
3 months. Y'all have this moment, and y'all have all the other stuff that goes along with it, and about the, if y'all ain't grow to that still, I can't get enough of you. After 90 days, somewhere between the 30 and the 60.
Yeah.
If he's not, she's not as consistent as they was about saying, because at first something new.
Yeah.
You want to see them every day. You want to be right there. Yeah,
you always texting me. You always calling me. We always doing stuff. We going on dates.
30 days, 60 days or something like that. About 90 days, you start seeing the difference. You'll know in that last 30-day segment of the 330 days that you'll see the deterioration or the growth.
Or
the consistency.
Yeah.
So it's like a 90-day thing, and most of the first 90 days really consist of sex.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I always say is that 3 to 6 months, because even probationary periods at a job is 90 days, right? Because they getting a feel for you getting a feel for them. Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna go? Is this gonna be a person that's gonna stick around and I actually see them leveling up? And it's the same way in a relationship. Like you said, that 90-day period, that last 30 days of that 90 days is kind of like, okay. Because like you said, in the first 30 days, 60 days, it's all lust and infatuation. And, then them last 30 days, okay, now it's starting to kind of get real. Like, yeah. And then you move into that 4th month, 5th month. Shoot, but if it even moves into the 4th month or 5th month, because you
like, I feel like for a woman, I feel like just I'm a man and I know because I know how to move. Like, it's better not to even have sex the first 90 days.
yeah,
It's better not to, because once you give yourself to a man, you become accomplished territory.
completely.
Yeah. And once he's accomplished, like, we'll go hard till we get it. We bring a flower, we
Yep,
showing
you
up.
fight.
And,
Because you're fighting for it. You're
yeah.
chasing after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you,
But
it's-
if you
it's
give
over.
it, if you give it
Once
up
you conquer-
too quickly,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would drag it out 3 months and stall them out 3 months, and
Just
and
yeah,
after
like you
90
said, like
days,
just be very
yeah,
intentional about
yeah.
how you move with a person.
and
I mean,
then-
especially now, anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm looking at it like because I know I done played the game out there, man. Like I would tell a woman, wait 90 days for you know what I mean, for you share yourself with that person.
Yeah.
Because that's the most valuable thing you can give to a person
it's you, your body.
intimacy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because after that, it's really nothing.
yeah.
You know what I
If
mean?
it's if you don't already have some type of foundation that you can build on other than y'all just having sex, if you can't talk, if you can't
No,
banter,
facts,
if you
facts.
can't chill with each other, you can just sit up and watch movies, you can go on dates, you can laugh together, and you have something substantial other than just body fluids, like what is there? What are we really doing?
We all operate what I call the attraction of the eye. He's good looking to me. She's got a nice body, and the first thing we trade is ourselves.
Yeah.
You decent.
And
looking
that's
to
the
me.
most valuable
And
thing.
That's the most valuable thing. Let
And
that
that's
be
the
last
first thing
Don't
we
let
do.
the-
Ooh
yeah.
wee. Now
Don't-
that say that again.
Yeah, man.
Like say that again.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
So don't get caught up
What
in
did
the
you
attraction
call
of-
it?
The attraction of the eye.
The attraction of the
attraction
eye.
of the eye that causes the trade.
Wow. The attraction of the eye that causes the trade.
Yeah.
And immediately, just because you think he or she looks good, oh, she
Facts.
fine, oh,
Facts.
dang, he's sexy.
The moment.
And the first thing we trade is ourselves.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Think about that.
Hey, I even operate like that. Like, I'm not as moved as for the bed action.
Yeah. You're not flattered as easily.
Yeah, because for one, it's already like after you've done that, you can say like, man, it's already a accomplished goal.
Yeah.
No matter if you haven't had the person that you just met, he's going or she is going to resemble something that you've already had. We don't we don't really switch up what we like. We usually still like the same thing. If you like a tall, dark skinned guy, you're gonna still like a tall, dark skinned guy. So the next guy you look for, and you may even find yourself looking for similarities from your past relationship and the new guy. I don't like him because he don't so and so did this. Well, he did this, but he didn't do this or whatever. So you got to give yourself time to rinse out first, and then try something new. But at the same time,
That part. Give yourself time.
Don't become a
Giving
bed
yourself
trampoline.
time.
No,
Because
facts,
so
facts.
many people
That's good.
just back to back to back. You leaving one person and you already in the bed with the next person. Yeah.
No, and I think what happens is when we get like this, because we're being a beast, when we just have animalistic kind of behavior,
Yeah,
right?
that's the silent.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we just
Move that way.
Yeah.
She's a silent beast. They don't. The desire for a love or nobody wants to be alone. That was the first thing in the Bible. God
Yeah.
said that it's not good
For
for
man
to
to
be
be
alone.
alone.
So the first thing, and Adam was alone. That was his first. He looked and saw that all the animals had mates, and he became lonely. So that was his first emotion, was loneliness. So God saw that emotion on him and said it is not good for man to be alone. So we operate under that same emotion. Well, I don't want to be alone. Or I don't want to be alone. But in being alone, you learn to love yourself. The first, when you
There
learn
we
to love
go.
yourself,
That
you won't
part.
downplay people, but you'll know what you're actually qualified for.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
And you don't have to have high standards. It could be something basic because most people don't have the basic stuff.
That part.
Yeah, basic communication.
Yes. Don't know how to. Yeah, you don't even have basic communication skills.
Just
Yeah.
basics.
Yes.
Get away from
Can I even just
credit
get
score,
the
just find
yes?
basics.
Can I just get the basics?
No, seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. I think, no, I love it because you're right. I think we get so caught up in. I love what you said. And I was gonna double back to this about being alone. You know what happens being alone or feeling like you lonely, and you're trying to get that whatever issue fulfilled. You can turn around and be a beast. Because if you like, man, I've been alone for 20 years, or I've been struggling in this area for 20 years or 10 years. I've been in a relationship and felt alone. Now you switch to the beast. He's like, now I don't want to be alone. So now you start just going from person to person. You start making moves, manipulation. You start making moves that outside of your character, just because you trying to deal with that loneliness. And then what I realize is you have to be careful because you try to deal with loneliness and go to all these different people and still not be fulfilled. Yeah. Like you said, because if you don't love yourself, if you don't love yourself, you can have 20 different relationships and still not be fulfilled.
Yeah.
And end up becoming a beast because now you breaking multiple people's hearts. You manipulated. You moving wild because you are still lonely because you don't know how to be by yourself. You don't know how to love yourself. You don't know how to value yourself. And because you're not really dealing with the right thing.
That's the biggest part right there is valuing yourself.
We gonna get it.
That's the whole reason why. That's the whole reason why is
when you value yourself, you're gonna get the eradicating the beast. When you value yourself,
when you value yourself, you move different. You are different. You move with other people different.
Yeah.
You're not gonna move from person to person to person or become a beast because you're lonely and just start
and justifying your actions,
right? You're not
how you feel. Yeah.
Yeah, and you will learn. I mean, we talked about this not last week, but the week before last. You will learn to take that time with yourself and be honest with yourself and sit with yourself and be by yourself and start the healing process. Because that's where it all begins is being by yourself. I've never been able to heal. Some people can. I'm not going to say, because nothing is black and white, right?
Yeah.
But I've never been able to heal in the midst of all the chaos of everyone else. You just can't. Like, you have to take yourself out of those equations. I mean, even going back to the rehab, the therapy, right? You do it, most of the time you do it by yourself. Like you're at the end of it.
So people can't walk with
You have to. You got to go to therapy alone. You have sessions with your AA person alone. Like at nights, you're alone. You have to fight that urge alone. Like nobody can fight it for you. You have to wean yourself out of the toxic traits, out of the wanting the yearn for whatever it is that you're yearning for.
I think building the confidence in knowing that you're enough, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to be alone because you feel like you're not enough. So you feel like you need somebody else to add value.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're not valuable.
Yeah.
And I tell people, like, the word self-esteem, that's how you esteem yourself. It's not based on somebody else's. Don't have low self-esteem because of this or that. It's your own perception about you.
Exactly.
Don't base your perception about yourself based on that's the craziest thing.
Again, like you said, it's called self-esteem.
You can't allow somebody else to regulate. And I'm glad you said, because that's the thing I struggled with in the past, was allowing other people to regulate my esteem. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the level of how I esteem myself based upon if the person I'm dating treat me right, or the friend treating me right, the job, And if your esteem is based upon everything else, you're gonna be like this, a roller coaster.
Yeah, and I only had like one thing: don't embarrass me. I don't care what it. Do not embarrass me.
Yeah.
That was my key thing. I still live
Yeah.
like that now. You embarrass me, man. You gonna spark that fire.
Yeah.
We finna get the burning in here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finna get to it.
Yeah.
Don't embarrass me. You can embarrass yourself, and you can be. I can bring you in here. I'll let you embarrass yourself, and because you do something, don't embarrass me. I mean, it doesn't really affect me. You can embarrass yourself, but it doesn't embarrass me, even though you with me. But don't directly embarrass me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna take the crown off your head.
Yeah.
See, so on that note, just because somebody's been delivered from being a beast, you better act right,
Ryan, thank
because we can always go back. You know, we ain't trying to go back. We trying to be delivered, but you know, I think people got to realize, because sometimes people are like, oh, you know, you love God, you know, you doing this, you have a change. But people think just because I'm like this, you have a right to disrespect me.
No.
Or no, realize that.
Don't forget where I came
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
I remember. I
Yeah.
just choose not. Like, I choose not to be, because I was real angry when I was in my 20s. I choose not to be like that. I choose not to
Right.
be yelling and, you know what I mean? Yeah. I can go there, but I choose not to. And so I think people got to realize, just because you a new person, don't mean that, you know.
And don't take my kindness
And
for a
I'm big on that,
weakness.
too. Like, don't take, if I say, hey man, look, I'm trying to change, you know, don't use that for ammunition to, you know, aim at me. Don't direct negative energy toward me, because I said I'm trying to change, and the change is just a straddle of, I can change to be better, I can change back to the person that I am. Which one do you want? You know what I mean? So I'm big on that, and I never take people's spirituality, or just people period, man, for granted, to the extent to where I'm gonna downplay or behave a certain way and ignore their feelings. Like I'm real cautious as to, I don't want to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because I've moved like that. Like,
Yeah.
man, like my teens, my 20s, my 30s, and some of my 40s. You know, it was all about protecting my feelings and what felt good to me. And then as I got older, where I'm, you know, and then some things had to transpire. Like, my heart was real hard. Like, I had a hard heart.
Yeah.
And, you know, some stuff that happened here in the last couple of years. And, like, I got people telling me, man, why you acting sensitive? I'm like, man, hey, you better appreciate this. For real, because I can be, yeah.
Exactly.
Stuff that didn't bother me, because I didn't allow it to bother me. You know what I mean? Like, and I tell people this, when I was at home, my mom and dad, the first thing we all said, man, I can't wait to leave. I ain't never coming back. I really done it. I really left and didn't go back. I only came back for funerals. And now that I'm back, I look at, dang, my mom died. I ran off and left, and I didn't come back home till my mom got sick. They called me, hey, your mom's sick, you know. And then I'm driving to Tyler. I shoot out, I'm gone back again. Your grandfather died, I come back, boom. You know, it was the only time. And now that I'm like actually reaching for my family, the people that matter are gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. And
Yeah.
the people that, you know, and I'm looking, hey, like, hey, where you?
Yeah.
And nobody's really reaching back for me, because
Yeah.
the people that was, they're gone now.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have that happen to you.
Yeah.
Like that's a bad thing.
Again,
Yeah.
that's that time. You know, time
time.
waits on no one, and when you out there just doing you, and time going by.
No.
You know, and like you said, now you want that time back, and you reaching for the people that were once there for you. They're not there anymore. And you don't want to waste that time. You don't want to let that time pass by. You know, again, eradicating the beast, you know, like finding that peace, finding that balance, so that you're not letting all that time go by. So you're not staying in those toxic relationships that's keeping you away from your family, keeping you away from your children, keeping you away from, you know, whoever is precious to you in your life, keeping you away from becoming you, the best version of who you can be, you know. And then you wasting all that time, you know. Not that it's not, you know, it's never too late,
Yeah,
but
you miss.
again, you can't get that back.
In a sense, you can wait too late as far as the people that
Yeah.
are there,
Yeah.
because you don't know how long that person
That
is
part,
gonna be
yes.
there.
Because
So
I mean,
that's the-
literally, one day they
That's
can
the
be
party
there, the
part
next
of it.
day, yes,
Yeah.
they can be gone.
Yeah, that's
Like
the part.
literally,
No,
I
that's-
just had
you
that
good
happen.
point, yeah.
You know,
Happens all
like
the time.
friend literally was here, and then he's telling everybody he's going into the hospital because he's not feeling right. 2 days later, he's dead.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that happening. That's what got me where I am right now today in my thinking. Is like, time is precious and it's very valuable, because
Yes.
we're losing a lot of people. Me and him, like, I got more obituaries now, and I mean, I got like maybe 20 obituaries in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
And that that's what kind of gave me the putty heart.
Yeah.
You
It
know what I
humbles
mean?
you really
Yeah,
quick.
It will humble you, and then it makes you count up the cost. Hey man, that even if somebody do something to you, try to forgive them.
Yeah.
Especially family. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or that friend or whatever. If that guy or that girl is genuine, the family, man, don't let grudges and unsolved or unspoken pain
Yep.
cause you to separate yourself, because when you
Amen.
get ready to come back, it may not be nobody at the table but you and somebody else that you don't really like.
Yep.
No, you made a good
Yeah,
you made a good
we
point.
talked about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Forgiving.
Yeah.
Never necessarily forgetting, but forgiving, and not just throwing people away, throwing time away. Because like he said, you might come back to that table and.
Yeah. And I think a good point that I was gonna say, when you being a beast for so long, and then like you said earlier about you finally walking into being more sensitive, and if you wait too long, people can pass away, because when you're in beast mode, you're not paying attention to relationships. You're not paying attention to connection. You're not paying attention to family. You're not paying attention to things that are important.
You don't even
That's
care.
why you don't care. That's why it's so important to really go through this book, especially if you are a beast, because you missing out on so much. And then, like you said, people are like, oh, well, I'm going to get it when I get older. And like you said, now they're more sensitive. Now they're more open. And now some of the people pass, they miss opportunities. They're like, man, you start looking back and say, man, I took this woman for granted. I took this man for granted. I did this person wrong. Now they gone. I don't have contact. There's no way I can fix it, or there's no way I can mend those broken bridges, because there's some relationships that you blew up. There's some relationships that beasts have destroyed, and now you don't have the opportunity. That's why, really, if you the beast or the prey, you have to really get on this, because you don't have time. You don't have time to waste, because you're not living your best life. If you're in an uncivilized place, if you're in the wilderness, you're not experiencing what life can really be. And with time being so precious, you want the time that you have on the earth to be good, y'all. Y'all want the time to you be at peace and actually, not in an abusive relationship, not abusing somebody, not like being in a toxic relationship, y'all fussing all the time. Nobody want to live like that. So get delivered, work on you, invest in you. How did it go about in doing that, B? How did it go about and work on that?
Once again, eradicating the beast. That's what we wrote it for, is for you to become the best version of you, and for you to stop wasting time. This actually expedites, the healing process, the healing journey, finding your peace, so that you can still sit at the tables and heal, those relationships that you might not get a chance to. So it's on www.thebestyouclinic2025.com.
Yep.
2444. You scroll down. You can actually even hear a little bit of the book now.
Yeah.
If you follow us on any of our pages, you hear that little
recording,
sample.
y'all.
Yeah, we got the audio tuned in with some piano behind it. Like, take it in. You know, listen, just take a beat, you know, just a beat, just to listen, to really understand what we're trying to say, you know, trying to evoke and trying to get you to hear, you know, so that you have a sense of urgency. For you.
You're enough and you worthy. All right.
Yeah.
Like, you worth it. You worth the sacrifice to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
You put so much energy in your job. Why not put that energy in you?
Yeah.
You put
all that energy into
a person, to a relationship,
into your kids, into everything else that you have going on in your life. You know, but make sure that you're pouring into your cup.
Yeah, remember you, because the best is the true you.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, first of all, I'm so excited and so honored that my big cousin, because definitely you little in size, but you big in age, my little big cousin, right, the little big giant. I'm so happy that he graced our podcast, and just, man, every time we talking, he's pouring into me. He's so inspirational. And I love it because he has a past, but he didn't let the past define him.
Yeah.
He rewrote his story. You know what I mean? And
that's the whole point, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Is that you can rewrite your story. You can start off, you know, and it can be really bad, and you can be the beast and the predator and the victim and the prey and all the things, and still be sitting here right now, you know, being able to tell your story.
And being an inspiration. Because, I mean, and
come out on the other side.
Yeah, the wisdom that you just dropped on us and this podcast was really powerful. So
I hope y'all picked up all those little nuggets all of that. Yes, all that wisdom.
Facts.
Yeah.
And so go to our website, check it out. Check out everything we're doing, man. We're gonna start doing more Zooms, more interactive things, because we're building our community. And that's what it's about. We've been a community of, like I said, my cousin, he's been from the beginning. He jump on and just watching us, and my other cousin and Kelly and a few others
and Brian.
Brian's
over here.
Oh yeah, so
Ashton.
We have some tried and true followers, so we thank y'all. So we're gonna keep building. Y'all keep inviting people. Some of y'all been inviting people to the lives. Y'all keep doing that. We're doing the interactive Wednesday bash. We're doing the Inspirational Sundays. So y'all just keep doing that, and we just keep growing.
Yeah.
And everything. Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to add? I'm going to say dismiss.
Thank you.
You know, I always say dismiss like we in church.
Benediction. I thank Cousin for being here today, that he came out and he chose to jump in and be a part of this podcast. He has so much to tell.
Yes.
So much wisdom and
especially in experience.
Yeah, I just appreciate it. And y'all don't forget, we have the Zoom, the Mountain Movers.
Yeah, Mountain Movers. I'm
coming up. That event is coming up.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday at 7 before we actually have our Hump Day Bash. Yeah. So please, you know, y'all come and be a part of that.
Been dealing with some mountains in your life.
Yeah, like we said, we are building our community, because that is really what Best You Clinic is all about. Is community. You know, it's about the team. It's about the people. You know, not about all the stuff. You know, it's not all about the stuff. It's about us. It's about you. You know. So it's about building our community. So I just, you know, thank y'all.
Thank
y'all for being a part.
Thank you, loves.
And thank you again for being on. He will be on again, because he got some things to say, and it be so real.
You coming from a different perspective than we are, because
and Kelly said, "Thank you, cousin. She enjoyed your wisdom."
Right on.
Yes.
Right on.
Yeah. And Brian said, "Great podcast."
Yeah.
So
you bring a different, like, you know, perspective. Yeah. You know, I'm so tired. I can't even talk. No, I want y'all to say it. Perspective. You say perception, perspective. Yeah. But you bring it in, and I like that, because like I said, you know, you've been through some things that I haven't been through, and I love that you can come from your experience, and they just thank you, guys. So we're gonna pray and dismiss, and y'all can go and eat y'all Sunday dinner. I
hope y'all ain't eating dinner right now.
Yeah,
It's
Some
what?
of us.
What
Some of us.
time
Some
is
of
it?
us.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
Listen,
Well, we started late, so.
we started
yeah.
late, so y'all, thank
Yeah.
y'all. Lord Jesus, we thank you for this Inspirational Sunday. We thank you for just what you're doing through us and in us, God. We thank you for being inspired and having a good time. We laughed. We heard wisdom. We got motivated. We thank you, God. Just protect all the listeners. Protect the people that are joining in the community of the Best You Clinic. That's a part of what we're doing. The ones who are buying the book and our content and just watching it and celebrating it with us. We thank you in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Y'all go be great.
Y'all have a great weekend. Oh, great week. We already had the weekend. Y'all have a great week.
Yeah. Yep.
And we will see y'all on Wednesday for our Hump Day Bash. Y'all have a great night. Bye, Kelly.
You gotta stop
I know.
it. Oh, you want me to stop it?
Yeah, you can.